from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, July 11th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. It was a violent weekend in Hazleton. Multiple shootings at several locations had left one man dead and many people in distress. WYLN News intern Maria Sinti has more on the shootings and what local officials are doing to keep the community safe from any more harm.
Multiple shootings in several local areas this past weekend have hit a nerve in the Hazleton community. And while many details have been uncovered, there are still many questions to be answered. Hazleton Police Chief Jerry Speziale says officials are doing everything they can to fill in the missing pieces.
We have an increased omnipresence of police officers. We are using our hotspot policing to make sure that our patrols are throughout the area. I just got finished with a joint grant with Wilkes-Barre to do what we call saturation patrols and foot patrols. We've been doing some foot patrols and some saturation patrols. If the grant is granted, we will be able to do more of them, so that will help us with a more of a omnipresence.
The first incident occurred Saturday night near Seibert Street and East Diamond Avenue. Officials say Hazel Township resident Gregory Newton was shot dead, and at least one other person was injured. A car accident occurred shortly after in the same area. 26-year-old Christian Rosado of East Hemlock Street was arraigned on 2 felony charges yesterday afternoon. Rosado admitted he fired 4 rounds of ammunition at the deceased, then fled on foot where he later discarded and concealed the weapon. But he has not been charged with the fatal shooting. Police say Rosado also drove one of the cars involved in the accident. There were also gunshots near Beach Street Playground in Hazleton yesterday. Multiple units from the Pennsylvania State Police, Butler Township, West Hazleton, and Hazleton City Police Departments were on scene investigating reports of multiple gunshots near the Beach Street hockey rink. Speziale says although the Diamond Ave and Beach Street Playground shootings both occurred almost back to back, they are likely unrelated.
These are 2 isolated incidents. The first one involves drugs. The second one, we don't know yet. But I am certain that the second one will go the same way as the first one. And that's where the criminal element better beware, because we're coming to get you. And you may have used that gun or took that shot or think you're going to get away. You are not.
Speziale says the unconfirmed reports of shots fired at 8th and Locust Streets and 9th and James Streets this weekend were false. He says the noise in their locations were caused by fireworks. Although many residents may still be shocked by the shootings, Speziale says the Hazleton community is safe at this time.
We don't want the community to be fearful in their homes and in their neighborhoods because of an isolated incident. That's the message to the public. Please don't succumb to the criminal element. Help us help you by what you see, notifying us so that we can help you make a safer city.
Seibert Street and Diamond Avenue shooting and car crash suspect Christian Rosado is still behind bars. And police are still investigating the suspect who fired shots here near the Beach Street Playground. For anyone that has any information at all on either of these incidences, please call the Hazleton Police Department at 570-459-4940. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Maria Sinti.
Thank you, Maria. A woman who allegedly joined in the kidnapping and attempted murder of a woman near Bear Creek Township pleaded guilty. 22-year-old Chloe Amelia Isaac stood before Luzerne County Judge David Lupus this morning on charges of kidnapping, unlawful restraint, simple assault, and false imprisonment. She, along with 2 male accomplices, attempted murder against a Pittston woman, slashing her throat and leaving her for dead over a missing cell phone back in October of 2014. Isaacs pled guilty to unlawful restraint, simple assault, reckless endangerment, and false imprisonment. The charges against the kidnapping were dropped. A sentence is scheduled for Wednesday, October 5th. Pennsylvania will have a state budget, but it's not clear whether there will be a way to pay for it. Governor Tom Wolf says he will allow the budget, which reached his desk, to become law without his signature. It totals about $31.5 billion, but that budget only deals with spending. There is no agreement on a revenue package. Lawmakers have until midnight tonight to reach an agreement on it. Wolf says if they do and it's balanced, he'll sign it. If not, there will be a budget in place, but no way to fund it. Rush Township Police are investigating a stolen vehicle from a local business that took place sometime between late Wednesday evening and early Thursday morning. The burglary took place at Ziegler's Garage on Route 309 near Tamaqua. The suspect forced their way into Ziegler's Garage and removed items including a 2015 Dodge Journey. Police discovered the incident after the stolen Dodge was involved in a high-speed chase in Exeter Township in Berks County. The suspect crashed the vehicle and fled the scene. According to police, the only description of the suspect was that he was a white male. Anyone with information is asked to call Rush Township Police at 570-668-4242. Today, United States Senator Pat Toomey made an appearance at Penn State Hazelton's campus for an annual program to teach children about law enforcement. Day one of the Troop N Camp Cadet program was held today at Penn State Hazelton's campus. This program allows children to interact with law enforcement officers in the community aspect, but also provide them with some training. Trooper First Class David Peters helps run the camp and says that this program helps children build self-confidence and teamwork skills, giving them something to be proud of.
Well, this is our Camp Cadet program. It was established, this is our 30th year. It's a youth program that's co-sponsored with the Pennsylvania State Police as well as a civilian board that helps raise funds to put this camp together. It allows children to come in and interact with law enforcement on a daily basis in a community atmosphere, but it has some training aspects to it to possibly show them different areas of law enforcement that may be interest to them. If they're not interested in law enforcement, it's really to challenge them.
Today, the children listened to a presentation from the Pennsylvania State Police Hazard Materials Unit demonstrating what they do and the equipment they use. Senator Pat Toomey also attended the camp to show his support to the police force and all they do for the community.
This is fascinating and really encouraging to see these young kids, age 12 to 14, spending a week here, really learning so much about how our state police operate, learning about law enforcement, learning about our criminal justice system, getting in shape. They're up at 6 o'clock in the morning doing physical therapy before breakfast. So I think it's a great program, and I just wanted to come out and show my support for our troopers and for this program.
The camp runs all week with a different event each day. Time now for a first look at our forecast. A warmer day today, but can we expect any rain in our upcoming forecast? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Yeah, it looks like we'll be looking at a chance of some showers and thunderstorms coming into play as we progress through this week. We also have to deal with some more heat and humidity in our forecast. I'll explain all the weather details, the weather numbers, and when the humidity is coming back in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a well-known foundation held a golf tournament this weekend to help children battling cancer. All that and more coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Townley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
Valley Scoops and More in Stewart's on Route 93 in the Cunningham Valley is your destination for tasty foods, delicious ice cream, and great family fun. With Stewart's now offering a variety of quality hot foods and Scoops offering 30 flavors of quality Wygee's ice cream, shakes, flurries, sundaes, and more, you're sure to leave satisfied without blowing the family budget. For fun, we offer a beautiful 18-hole mini golf course and climate-controlled indoor seating with arcade games. Visit us for fun and food and, of course, ice cream.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi Electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
A local nonprofit in our area held a fundraiser on Friday to keep their community center open. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has more.
The J.W. Cooper Community Center in Shenandoah held a fundraiser last Friday in order to raise the money to keep the center open. They held their first gala at the Ramada in Pottsville, for which guests included a meal and entertainment for the evening. The center is a nonprofit organization, which means it is self-funded. President of the J.W. Cooper Community Center, Kent Steinmetz, says most of the money raised at the gala will go towards utility costs.
It's our first annual gala. It's a fundraiser in order to help support the community center in Shenandoah. We have high utility costs, taxes, as well as maintenance and renovation fees, and it's through donations and galas such as this or our golf tournament that we'll be having in August that we raise the money in order to keep the community center moving forward.
There was a wide range of local entertainment at the gala.
So we've had some photographers come to Shenandoah to take pictures, and one band in particular seemed to like the community center, so they shot a little video there last year, and they said they'd come back and do a benefit concert for us. So we tied it in with this gala event. In fact, they'll be here in about 5 minutes. It's Rachel Lauren and the Blackstraps, and a local band named the Dark Horse is going to be sharing the stage with them. And you can hear in the background the concert, the piano music being played by Angel Steinmetz.
The center is undergoing a multi-million-dollar renovation.
We are really privileged to be able to take a piece of history such as the 1917 J.W. Cooper High School and convert it to a community center rather than see it get torn down, which would have been the case in probably 2010 or 11. But we've patched the holes in the roof, we've replaced hundreds of windows, reestablished the water and the power, and we're slowly making progress, although it will be a multi-million-dollar renovation. But in the meantime, we're continuing to provide services to the community via food bank, clothing, storage for those who have fires and need a place to store their materials until they get another home set up.
If you would like to make a donation to the J.W. Cooper Community Center, you can visit their website at jwcoopercenter.org. In Pottsville, for WILN News, I'm Erin Harvey.
Thank you, Erin. And a special event was held yesterday to help raise money for children with cancer. WILN's Abby Piskel has the details.
The Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation held their 26th annual golf event to support children with cancer and other serious chronic illnesses. The event began with a breakfast at 9:30 and tee-off was at 11. This year, a total of 124 golfers signed up for the event to show their support.
We had our 26th golf outing, and we had 124 golfers, which was a great turnout for us. And the golf outing is about raising monies for children with cancer and other serious illnesses. We support the Beads of Courage program. That's our charity of choice. And we are actually the regional sponsor of the Beads of Courage program here in Pennsylvania.
The Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation participates in fundraising programs such as Beads for Courage. This program is designed to support and strengthen children and families coping with a serious illness. Each bead color represents a different stage in the illness the child is facing.
It's very important for the children to raise funds for the Beads of Courage because each bead means something very special to the children as they're going through cancer or any other serious illness. They collect the beads. It helps them to tell a story of their journey through their treatments and just gives them a little bit something to look forward to as maybe they're getting a blood transfusion or they're getting a chemo treatment. They lose their hair, they'll get a brown bead for that. So most of the children collect at least 500 beads, some are over 1,000 as they're going through their treatments.
Program Director for the Beads of Courage program, Beth Monick, was at the event with a special guest, a little girl that is part of the Beads for Courage program.
We also had Beth Monick, who was the regional director for the Beads of Courage program with us to talk about the importance of the program. And we also had a child there who was going through the program through the Beads of Courage to show just how important it was to her and her family to receive the beads and the support of the Palermo Heart to Heart Foundation.
Palermo considers the event a success thanks to all of the golfers and sponsors who helped raise money for the children. In Sugarloaf Township, for WILN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Thank you, Abby. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacic. Stay tuned.
Tune in each week to WILN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes Only on WYLN TV 35, we're your local network.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Vinny, a great guy with a great job, a great family, who had a back injury set him back not once, but twice. This time he saw Dr. John, and he is feeling so much better. His story, coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Overall, a nice day across northeastern Pennsylvania. We had sunshine mixed with some clouds. Temperature-wise, pretty nice, but we do have a return to the heat and humidity in our forecast, and we also have the threat of a couple of showers and thunderstorms that will be coming into play as we progress through this week. So let's get on to the numbers for you, and you'll be able to see that we continue to remain generally in the 80s. It feels pretty good though. When you walk outside, you don't have those high humidity values like we often see throughout the summertime months. But that's going to return. The humidity will be on the increase over the next couple of days. And those winds, very, very light, practically non-existent. How did we do temperature-wise for the day? Well, we did get up to 82, the morning low of 55. And again, the winds have not been really much of a factor at all throughout the daytime hours. Across the state of Pennsylvania, it's looking pretty nice. Lots of sunshine, some clouds here and there. 85 Williamsport, 86 Selinsgrove, 79 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 82 in out there in Allentown, and it's actually 85 in Pittsburgh. So again, lots of sunshine, some clouds around, overall looking good throughout the state. And again, those winds not much of a factor whatsoever. Feels pretty good. Again, you don't have that humidity. Walking outside, those are the days you like when you don't have those humidity levels on the high side. But that's going to change in that 7-day forecast, which you could see for yourself tomorrow. We got about 82 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. And then there's going to be a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. No washouts. May need the umbrella from time to time over the next couple of days as the humidity levels go on the increase, as well as those temperatures. And for the most part, right across the board, we got temperatures in the 80s. Many areas will be in the mid to upper 80s. And some of the overnight lows dropping down into the 60s. And again, keep in mind, we're going to bring in that humidity once again, and some of those overnight temperatures. It's going to feel kind of muggy out there, so keep that in mind. You may have to crank up the air once again. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after the break.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
On the next episode of Warrior Summit Outdoors, we visit Bill Allen's Pocono Institute of Taxidermy and meet up with several combat veterans going through the school. Since the Vietnam era, Bill has been teaching veterans the art of taxidermy in order to heal the emotional scars of war and prepare veterans for a career in the field of taxidermy. On the next episode of Warrior Summit Outdoors.
It's time for Medical Monday here on WYLN. Tango from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Hazleton is talking about carpal tunnel syndrome, what causes it, and how it can be treated.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about a very common problem called carpal tunnel syndrome. And I'm sure if you haven't had problems with carpal tunnel syndrome before, you probably know someone that does. So carpal tunnel syndrome, just to clarify things, is misconstrued sometimes with people thinking that it's numbness and pain in the fingers or the hand. What it actually is a compression of the median nerve which runs through the wrist and very specifically affects these three fingers, your thumb, your index and middle finger. And it only affects the front side of those fingers as well, and not the back side. So very classical carpal tunnel symptoms includes pain, numbness, burning, tingling, either at the wrist, in through here, and into these three fingers, and possibly a little bit into the fourth finger. If you have those types of symptoms, you most likely have problems with carpal tunnel syndrome. One little known treatment for carpal tunnel syndrome that not many people may know about is cold laser. It's something that is utilized in some physical therapy clinics, and for those people that may not know, was actually approved by the FDA to treat specifically carpal tunnel syndrome. I believe it was in 2002. And cold laser is just this, and the reason we called it a cold laser is because it doesn't burn and there's no heat involved. And it has a very specific 830 nanometers sound wave, which is exactly what is very beneficial for the nerve, for the production of energy in the area, and also helping with swelling and healing. And so what I'll do right now is do a quick demonstration of the cold laser. It's a very simple process. The carpal tunnel nerve, the carpal tunnel sits right here at the wrist, and the nerve winds down the forearm, in through right there, and into these three fingers. So the areas we want to treat is right through the wrist area. Typically, each treatment for carpal tunnel syndrome with the laser lasts between 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll utilize a protocol where we will do laser over 4 or 5 different spots, and also combined with some physical therapy treatment techniques, including soft tissue mobilizations, some range of motion, some stretches, and some strengthening. And you feel much there?
I don't feel anything.
No, there shouldn't be any heat. All you should feel is pretty much this machine on your skin, and that beeping sound, as I'm sure the audience can hear as well. We'll move this cold laser through several points through the wrist, and it's a totally pain-free treatment process, and most people with carpal tunnel syndrome will probably hopefully feel a difference within 2 or 3 treatment sessions. If you're having problems with carpal tunnel syndrome and not sure what to do about it, or if you've had injections and are considering surgery, or have had surgery before for your carpal tunnel syndrome which hasn't been of much benefit, don't be afraid to give us a call. Try this little treatment procedure called the cold laser, and you may be able to help with some of the pain and numbness in your fingers and help you be able to use your hands a lot better.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
The 110th running of the Giants Despair Hill Climb ended in a victory for John Burke, his 4th consecutive win in the event. Burke missed breaking the all-time course record by just half a second. So sit back and enjoy as we highlight some of the sights and sounds of the hill climb. This is the Giants Despair Hill Climb in Laurel Run. The 2-day event featured 107 drivers, hundreds of fans, and some of the coolest cars you'll see in Pennsylvania. It also features a unique 110-degree turn, the Devil's Elbow.
The infamous elbow and the crowd are outside the elbow. They're pretty wild.
This turn separates the men from the boys.
It's not too bad. Starting to figure it out, but still a little, I don't know how late to brake yet, so still going a little too slow into there.
For most of these drivers, this isn't their first rodeo.
We've been coming here for 50 years.
And they certainly put in their time.
When you have a passion, and idle time is the devil's workshop, so we have no problems because we're always occupied with something.
Maybe the best part, it brings the families together.
I have my father, who is junior. I have my son, who is the fourth, so there's 3 generations that are here today. My son will be 16, so he'll be the third Frank Scavone to drive this car.
My son, both of them drive, so I have both of them here, tracks right over here.
But this is what we do all day instead of hanging out on the corner and causing trouble. We go in our garages, we work on our cars, and that goes for everybody here. And it's really American ingenuity, and it's really just, it's a great thing.
Reporting from Laurel Run for WYLN Sports, I'm Mike Gilbert. For this New Yorker's first hill climb, it turned out to be a very fun event over the weekend. Well done by all of the staff and the drivers. The Rail Riders ended the first half of the season in first place of the International League, but the team did have some bad luck right before the All-Star break. Top prospect Aaron Judge suffered a mild PCL sprain and bone bruise against the Red Wings last week, and the 6'7" outfielder will be forced to miss tonight's AAA Home Run Derby in Charlotte. The timetable for his return, according to the team, is anywhere from a week and a half to 4 weeks, but the hope around the organization is that he will be back on July 18th. In addition to the minor league AAA home run contest at BB&T Ballpark, tonight is also the Big League Derby in San Diego. The Major League contest will be highlighted by baseball-crushing robot Giancarlo Stanton, as well as the 2 Major League home run leaders Mark Trumbo and Todd Frazier. The All-Star Game will be tomorrow night with Johnny Cueto and Chris Sale on the mound as your starters. And after 19 seasons with the Spurs, the big fundamental has called it quits. Tim Duncan retiring today after winning 5 NBA championships with San Antonio. Duncan was known for his consistency, his ageless physical condition, work ethic, and of course his swag. Well, maybe not the last thing, but the 15-time All-Star does finish 6th all-time in rebounds and is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. That's it for me. Coming up next, Joe Garbacik with a final look at the forecast.
Valley Scoops and More in Stewart's on Route 93 in the Cunningham Valley is your destination for tasty foods, delicious ice cream, and great family fun. With Stewart's now offering a variety of quality hot foods and Scoops offering 30 flavors of quality Lyde's ice cream, shakes, flurries, sundaes, and more, you're sure to leave satisfied without blowing the family budget. For fun, we offer a beautiful 18-hole mini golf course and climate-controlled indoor seating with arcade games. Visit us for fun and food and, of course, ice cream.
Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV features performances and interviews with the best musicians from all over, showcasing their original music and sharing their stories. The Pennsylvania Pipeline Studios are located in the North Central Mountains in the heart of Pennsylvania, pumping out the best new original music from all ages and genres. It's the best music show in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV, Wednesdays at 8:30, Sundays at 9 on WYLN TV 35.
Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. Hey, it's looking pretty good, a mix of clouds and sunshine pretty much over the next several days, right through the rest of this week going into the weekend. But we're going to start to crank up the heat and humidity as we progress through the 7-day extended forecast. And as a result, we introduce you to a shower or thunderstorm. But again, not really expecting any washouts. Keep the umbrella handy, though, because the heat and humidity is going to start to return. Many areas will be in the mid to upper 80s, and again, those are consistent temperatures right through the weekend and early next week. Some of those overnight lows dropping down for the most part into the 60s, but it's going to get muggy once again across our area, but we can expect it this time of year.
All right, sounds good. And as Mike, as you said, it was your first hill climb.
Yes, it was.
How was it?
Unbelievable. I mean, everyone's having a great time. The cars are great. Just an awesome experience.
It really is, and just to see everybody come together and how it works in general.
Yeah, I mean, all the families are there out and doing, their thing. It's pretty cool.
All right, so I guess we should tell other people out there that they should try and check it out because it is a pretty cool experience there. You hear it right from someone who's never even seen something like that before.
That's right.
All right, sounds good. And those temperatures.
It's good too.
Have a good night, everyone.